we do it again? Well, can you believe it's been 10 years? Yes. And we wanted to sit around this table because this is where the church began, around this table. 8 or 9 of us gathered around here just around 10 years ago with a dream and a vision that God had called us to do. And so this table has seen many, many things: tears, laughter, prayers, conversations, pastoral moments. But we thought, what a great way to celebrate 10 years by coming around again and inviting some people that have been around a long time who can share some of the stories. When we were on church planting school, we were passionate about the vision that God had called us to do, to be a church for the community. We didn't want to be the best church in the community. We wanted to be the best church for the community. And so we shared, we spent hours preparing. We were nervous. We hadn't done a lot of public speaking. And so as we shared, we gave our soul to this. And then what happened?
They were like, nah, don't believe you. They were literally like, just don't quite get it. Are you a church? Are you a charity? Like, what are you?
And then we suddenly thought, well, what has God done in us? Well, God saved our marriage. We were pretty broken. We were about to get divorced, and yet God saved our marriage. We thought if God had saved our marriage, if he transformed us, maybe he could do that for other people. And so then that morning we came back and said, God saved our marriage, and because God's done it for us, he can transform other people. And then the church planter trainer went, oh, I get it.
I remember somebody saying to me, can you be a mum and a dad in the community? And I was like, yes, I can do that. I don't know that I want to lead a church. I'm not sure what I can do for the community, but I think I can be a mum. One of the prophetic words before we planted was, they said, I see like lots of coat pegs, you know, like in a nursery school you get the coat pegs and then you have the laminated name tags above each coat peg. And they said, I feel like you're gonna provide home for people. People are gonna find a place where they can go, oh, there's a place for me, this is home. And we got shown around the hall at the URC. We got shown around it by Helen, who was the vicar at the time. And we thought we'd seen every hall in Balham. We thought we'd been around everything, didn't know that what else there was. And as we turned the corner from the chapel, round the corner into the hall, suddenly there's these row of coat pegs, and all with names on, because it was a nursery school at the time.
Gosh.
And literally Steve and I were like, this is it. This is it. And that's, you know, that was, we found a home there, and then I think we've just been able to find a home and be a home.
I remember the second Sunday service that we ran at Balham, and we were on the front row, and behind me I just heard this voice, like, I thought, oh, this couple can sing. And I remember turning around to James and Lauren, and I remember saying, hey, are you a worship leader by any chance?
I think there's the row behind us.
And I think we got to know each other, we prayed, and I think I asked you to lead the next week.
Sunday.
Next Sunday, yeah. Tell us about what brought you to the church.
I've been involved in worship pretty consistently for like 7 or 8 years before coming to the church. I thought, I just want a bit of a break. Like, maybe there's someone else. Maybe I'll try something else. And then obviously the Sunday after we're leading worship.
Yeah, we turned up, and the person that prayed for us spoke into a very difficult situation that our family was facing, and we as newlyweds, you know, we didn't have anyone in London. That would have been really hard for us to have managed as a couple, and God spoke right in and put this community around us within weeks. It just captures what you said about what you want the church to be, and we got to experience it firsthand. And so how could we then not help us worship after that? You know, and that's what it's like, isn't it? That's how we operate as a church, is that we're blessed and we receive, and so then we give, and we get to build community and care for others when we've been cared for ourselves.
The way that you gather just a beautiful team of worshippers has just released that foundation of worship that's just in the DNA of the church.
Yeah, 100%.
It was only after we went to having 3 sites, we were like, James, this is going to be too much. How do we do this? And then there was the sort of change of baton over to SP.
Tell us, SP, about your arrival to the church.
So we thought that we were going to be here for 2 to 5 years. That's what we told our family. We thought it was going to be 2, but we didn't want to sell ourselves short, and so we said 2 to 5. And so 9 years in, we're still here with 2 kids. We arrive, and there's a no sign on the door, and so we call the number on Google, and Steve picks up, and it's like, hey, is there a Sunday service around? And we hear I'm so sorry.
I remember.
We're so sorry. We're down at a festival, and we tried again, and we sat foot in the door. And
Can you imagine if you'd never tried?
Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine if...
we probably would be back in the States.
Wow.
Like, this church has kept us here, and this community, and these friendships.
Yeah. I think I came on my own to church first time when I went to the Sunday service, and it was such a good welcome. Within 2 weeks I felt like I was home. It was like I felt like I was at home. It was that whole thing of being like new to London, on your own, kind of like knew a couple of people, but I was just like, how does this feel like home more than like nearly every church I've been in practically, compared to like within 2 weeks. This is mad. But that is that whole culture of it.
I was thinking when I joined, there was the phrase and like the difference between home and a restaurant is that your home is where you do the dishes, and that was something that I was thinking of when I joined, was the instant kind of someone turning to me and going, "Are we going to could you just help me with these chairs or whatever?" And then kind of you put away the chairs and you think, yeah, like this is my church as well, and there's a sense of belonging, and it was amazing. And that was just such a rare environment. And I think in a city that is so slick, it's such a slick city, where it's so easy to feel like everything is excellent but nowhere is homely. And actually this was a place where it was like striving for excellence and did many things excellently, but not in a way that was slick, but absolutely in a way that was like homely. And it was just like, I'd be stupid to go anywhere else.
We were genuinely wanting to just follow what the Lord was leading us to. We had our simple vision was really, we want to bring life to our communities. We want to bring life to Balham and beyond. And now we've moved that. We want to bring life to Battersea and beyond, to Wandsworth and beyond, Balham and beyond. And that DNA is still there, that we are a church for the community, that we're just following God's lead. Even thinking about West Side site, we were coming out of COVID. We all remember
well,
those.
you were ill. You were ill. I remember getting the email, I think it was, like, would you consider taking us on as a side? And I was like,
we were like, no chance.
Like me, SP and Lucy were like, absolutely no. It's a no from us. You know, Steve was still ill. We were just like barely kind of coming out of COVID. But again, just the Lord was speaking, wasn't he, about West Side and about what
Changed our hearts.
changed our hearts.
And the first joint service that we had with them was a baptism service. And I think just overall, like baptisms is just a highlight.
My highlight was really being baptized, because it was just everything the Lord has promised to me after, since I became a Christian for 18 years. He promised me really will be with me.
Your story has been such an encouragement to us, because we were praying for Rudy right when we first knew you. and to see God's faithfulness in bringing Rudy through right to his baptism and now on staff, and yeah, honestly it moves me to tears just thinking about it.
I was carried by prayer because Rudy was so far from the Lord. And that's where I got to know how to pray. Just actually getting to know what it is to have real relationship with people in church and not being just coming in on a Sunday and that's it. It's not as a community, isn't it? We talked a lot about how the community is part where you belong. And so baptisms is just, and then Sahid's baptism. And Sahid we met at Healing on the Streets. And we
She's
met
the delivery driver.
Yeah. And Sahid we met because one of our friends were like, they were all serving like this to us, looking at us, and one of our friends just said, Lord, they look so bored, can we have some work for them? Can you bring some work through? And they literally, ping, 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 ping. All the Deliveroo things came through, and then we started just chatting to Sahid.
And over the next 6 months, the Deliveroo drivers would, when they saw us, they would come to us for prayer to get business, but then we would lead them to Christ, we would pray for healing, and then I remember Saeed on his baptism day, he was like, this is my rebirth day. This is my I had a natural birth, but this is my rebirth day, and I'll never forget that. One of the things that I'm most proud of this church is our emergency compassion fund. It was born out of COVID, and those who had gave and those in need received, and over the last 5 years we've given nearly £100,000 away to people in our church community in need.
I think we're just so thankful to God just for all that he's done. I think in us, in just the hundreds of people's lives, and it is so good to remember, isn't it? It's so easy to forget in the hard times when things are a bit tricky and different things are going on. But I think even just tonight, just hearing some of the stories, you just go, oh God, you're so faithful, you're so kind, and he's always working, he's always transforming, and it just feels such a privilege that we've all got to be a part of this.
Viv and I had a conversation a while ago about marking wedding anniversaries, and that it's because you have to work at a marriage, and like we've been working as a church, and God's been working in us, and we've been trying to let him mould us over the years into the church he wants us to be, and so it feels like just a real moment to be like, we've done 10, and we're committed to this marriage with you, God, as a little chunk of your bride, in the best city in the world.
Amen.
So come on, bring on decade number 2.
Thanks guys.